So I have dated a few divorced men. But my question is this. Every man that I have met who has been married said they will not ever consider marrying again. What have they done to you?
Then I got served with papers to vacate my house within 10 days. Lost everything.
What men most regret after divorce. Oftentimes I hear from men that they wish they had tried harder, that they threw the towel in too soon.
In my opinion, this question is modern women being out of touch. Why is this happening? Why do you not like this? I'm so special. I'm different. Why can't you see that I'm not the same? Well, because half of my assets are gone. But let's see if this next clip explains why. There's a lot of men that don't want to do marriage anymore.
Got married real young, and my first wife passed away. And then I waited, and when I was like 40, I married when I had 4 stepchildren, and I was working oil field construction, making about $28.40 an hour. Bought a motor home, bought a house, bought a fixer-upper house, all the stuff, And I worked, literally 7 days a week, 24/7. Try to keep my wife happy and take care of my stepchildren. After about 10 years, she decided she wasn't happy. She wanted to leave. By that time, she'd already drawn her money out of the bank, hired a lawyer, and then I got served with papers to vacate my house within 10 days.
Vacate within 10 days, a house that he spent all that time working on. But let's let him cook.
The sheriffs came out, and within that 10 days and told me I'd have to pack up my stuff and leave. And I started loading up my stereo system and things like that. And they said, no, only your personal effects. I was only allowed to take my clothes. And then I loaded them up in my pickup. In my pickup, sheriff came back again and said I couldn't take the pickup because it was in both our names and she had a need for it, even though she had a pickup and a car.
And this is what modern women do. It's not enough that you have the house. It's not enough that you take my stereo system. You got to take my pickup truck when you already have something there. These modern women are never satisfied. Who hurt you? What happened? Why don't you want to be married? You want to go out with me, but you don't want to do the whole legal thing and be tied to me. Exhibit A.
So I had to unload a pickup and stuff everything in a duffel bag, and that was it. I hitchhiked out with nothing, and I hated God. I hated life, everything, because I did the American dream, went to church every Sunday and, worked hard and everything, saved my money, was a good citizen. And
so now that you know that, what was your question again?
Divorced men, hear me. I need your opinion. Just come back from a date. Another divorced man, which is generally the way when you're in your 40s. So I have dated a few divorced men. But my question is this. Every man that I have met who has been married said they will not ever consider marrying again. Is this just the men that I've met, or is this a general consensus?
You're going to get a lot of men saying this. A lot of men saying this because they don't want to go through the nonsense, the BS, all of this other stuff that we just heard from the other guy talking about. He put his stuff in a duffel bag and he had to hitchhike out of there. Oh, that doesn't ever happen. I'm telling you right now, it has happened, especially in some cases in the military where a woman will try to go and finagle or move her way in and basically, essentially, in so many words, lie to the commanding officer of that person, of that man. They don't do any background or investigation or anything. Just get out the house and then you got to pay for everything. The man, if we're not understanding it correctly, the man had to get a duffel bag and leave. He had already loaded the pickup truck, had to unload it, put his stuff in one bag and walk. And there's nobody thinks there's any problem with that. Had it been a woman, that would have never happened, ever. He would have probably had to pay an Uber, probably had to pay a U-Haul and movers to get up out of there. Oh, just do the right thing. You're a man. Well, why can't she do the right thing and help him out?
What have they done to you? Some of us are lovely. And I'd love to get married. I've never been married. I mean, it's not a deal breaker, but what the?
That's how it is. I'm sorry it has happened to you, but men in this situation have lost way too much to ever want to walk down that road.
I think a lot of women fool themselves into thinking they can do it because they're like, well, anything he can do, I can do better, right? It's like, we're not men.
Yeah.
And acting like one doesn't give us the upper hand. There's no shame in saying, I want the soft life. I want the emotional connection. I don't want to have before there's a commitment on the table. That's not you being weak. That's you embracing your femininity.
Yeah.
And realizing that that's important too.
Yeah.
I canceled a date with a bad boy because I said, you know what? I know this isn't good for my soul. And as much as I love going on dates, I said, I know this is going to end bad, which is something I'd never do.
What made him a bad boy?
Dude,
Just say the basic one is
he
texting
is
you.
the definition of a boy. First and foremost, we met in a group setting. He's mid-30s, and he's the type of guy, he will only text you, and ladies, please be aware of this because it's such a red flag, after 11 o'clock at night. Every day or every other day. If you're the last thought of his day, and he'll write something really cheeky and really cute and you respond and he'll ghost you for 3 days. And then all of a sudden he'll pop up and say something really funny and cheeky again at 11:30 at night.
What do you think that means? Like he's trying to come over like at that moment?
I don't
Is that
think
what
he's
you read
trying
into
to
it?
come over. I truly just think his lack of effort, I think some girls like the old me would have been like, oh my God, I see what game he's trying to do. I can play it 10 times harder. But like, for what? You know what I mean? Like that doesn't actually...
The challenge is not worth it.
The challenge is not worth it. If I could tell by his banter, the lack of responses, but then also the way he pulls you back in, that this is just a recipe for disaster.
Yeah.
At some point in time, they realize it. It just, for a lot of these modern women, they realize it too late.
I hate for people to ruin their character because someone mistreated them. You know, like sleeping with someone's best friend, like you're not any better than the person who just cheated on you. Like,
well, but after you break up, and especially if there was any sort of infidelity involved, you don't have loyalty to that ex anymore.
No,
the friend
but-
should have loyalty to his friend.
I understand that, but you're allowing the person who's cheating on you to win twice when that happens. If someone's driving you to do something where you, again, keying someone's car, that's... it's kind of funny. Whatever. They can pay to get that back.
Nick, we are opposites.
No, but like it's your character. Character matters. And like you're doing something that it would ultimately be something you wouldn't normally do.
Would you normally key somebody's car?
No, but like I can picture being really like that's
How tall is the friend?
It seems far less premeditated. Keying someone's car, you're just like and you're kind of like that just happened. You know, like that can happen in seconds.
That can happen with a dick though.
He's trying to get you to understand that some things mean more than getting back at somebody else. It should be in your character not to do the wrong thing, period, straight across the board. But apparently modern women don't understand this, which is why they keep on skipping from one man to the next man, running into the same man because their character is shot. He should not continue to have to explain this to you.
If you're not sure about someone and you really want to figure out if they're right for you or not, take your time, either ask for space or just be so vocal with them about what you're experiencing. Their response to your space or what you're saying is going to tell you everything you need to know about that person.
Me personally, I'd probably try to be vocal about it because the space thing, if you're trying to date somebody and get to know them, means to a lot of people that you're not interested. So just communicate effectively instead of being like, just leave me alone for a while. I know that's not what you're saying, but that's pretty much how it's going to come off to a lot of different people.
He asked me what kind of flowers I like, and we were like, oh my gosh, so giddy that he was going to like bring me flowers, and they brought me a plant that I had to carry with me all night.
When you showed me that plant, I was like, that plant looks like the decor of the hotel.
It was a
I was like,
succulent.
they probably thought you were stealing decor. I dare you to bring me something I have to carry around all night. That is unhinged. I don't even want to carry an umbrella when it's raining. I have to carry a succulent now.
First of all, we went to a restaurant that I thought made a reservation for, and I said to him,
Another
it's
red
busy.
flag. Yeah.
And so I pulled up, and he's like, here, I got you this plant. And then I realized that he doesn't have a reservation, which I don't care. I'm solo maintenance. I don't really need to go out to dinner. We could have gone to a bar, but you said reservation to the restaurant.
Yeah.
And so we had to get in the car and go somewhere else. So I had to carry my succulent to another hotel. And then it just sat on the table with us.
Like it's part of the decor. It's crazy to bring somebody something in a pot. I would have just left it. Like, oh, that's so weird. I don't know. I put it down and they must have cleared it. The server must have cleared it.
There was a woman in the comments that said, would you not have to carry around flowers as well? I don't understand. Exactly. It's just anything for them to complain. Just anything for them to have something bad to say about a man. Like, these modern women are never, ever happy.
Came up to the girl in high school. She was like, no, I don't want you. And then once she became a baby mama, he was a CEO executive and all that. And she's like, hey, you remember me? He said, no, I don't want you. I be feeling like, respectfully, y'all is the grown-up versions of the niggas that got hurt in high school while we was out the drug dealers. Let me tell you something. We were victims then making horrible decisions with grown-ass on us. Y'all gotta let that show.
What about the girls who had the older guys picking them up in high school?
Trying to see if she's serious or this is a joke.
You can't even hear the question, so just listen to the question that's being asked.
It doesn't matter what I answer. You're going to debate it and just say I'm wrong.
I'll never
Okay.
debate it if I agree with the answer. Do you think that women's jobs are high on the danger threshold scale or low on the danger threshold scale?
Who chose to have a dangerous job and allocate the jobs to whoever? Men did.
I feel like you're allergic to answering a question. Is it a condition that you have? Perhaps we should get you some medication to fix the lack of being able to answer a simple question, so I'm going to ask it a third time. Just answer the question. Do you think women's jobs are higher or lower on the danger threshold scale?
What? I didn't hear you.
Yeah, I didn't hear you either. Huh? You should vocal fry harder.
Just trying to be right is really all this is.
Let's talk about getting the ick for a second. Like, I think it's a red flag of mine. I look for the ick in a man. It's like, you know that saying, like, looking for on an ant? Like, I look for the problem and I'll always find one. I'm like Nancy Drew when it comes to discovering a man's flaws. Let me name a couple of my icks. Like, some of the ones I can think of right off the top of my head is like a man making a joke and like no one hearing it and like no one laughing. Flip-flops. A man waving down a cab and not getting that cab when they put their height in their dating profile. Like, I don't give a fuck if you're 6'2". Gym selfies. That's the basic one, but like that needs to be stopped. Sometimes when I want to lose feelings for a man, I just picture them curled up on the floor of their shower. Like, picture that, like curled on the floor of their shower, just like rocking back and forth. I picture that to lose feelings. That's actually happened before. A bad hairline, which I can't really talk for because my hair's not the best, but they can be mad at my hair too. We can be mad at each other's hair. That pisses me off too.
Ma'am, you're a psychopath. End of story.
Cooking with Naya. Cooking with Naya. Cooking with Real bad know how to cook. Cooking with Naya. I be shaking up, you know? Cooking with Maya. Cooking with Maya. Cooking with Taryn. Tasty meals with Taryn. Cooking with Ashley.
I don't know why she thought it was appropriate to have Papa John's. That's not even cooking. They're not even trying anymore.
Should he look a certain way? Fit.
Uh-huh.
Just not out of shape, basically. That's what a Kendrick can.
Yep, that's about it.